Boys and girls, Alex here. This video is going to cover or follow up on a review I did about a Rivnut that I came across just a couple of years ago now. The review really wasn't as much as what the Rivnut was all about, as much as, hey, I discovered it, I didn't know these existed. They basically act like a pop riveter for bolts. This is a sample that I did. You'll notice, hang on, I'll just look in the camera. There's a couple of pop rivets next to it, and here it is in there. And you basically put one of these Rivnuts into your metal and you can screw a bolt through it. Now the problem is, these are the selection of Rivnuts you can get. As you can see, oh, let's again see how well you can see it. They're really designed like a pop riveter to grab onto a thin piece of metal. Well, that's what they're designed, I believe, about 3mm. However, that was well and good, but I wanted to extend their life or their use into wood. Now what I was hoping is that I could use this in wood, but get these rubber inserts. These are really designed primarily for metal, and being rubber, it absorbs shock. However, I thought, oh, they could compress into wood. Since then, I've found that tapping wood, especially using the wood whisperers taps, because they're better precision than normal metal taps into wood, they're brilliant. However, I haven't fully tried these in wood. I tell a lie. When I first got it, I did try it in wood. I only tried it in a small piece of wood. It split the wood and I tossed it away, and I wrote these off as a, well, bad luck, bad experiment. However, now that I'm going to do a better review, I might try it. What I've done is I've drilled a couple of holes. Can you see that there? 1/2 inch, 13mm, and 35/64, which is a tad bigger than 13.5. I didn't have a 13.5 drill bit. I'm hoping that when that expands, it might expand enough in there to seal it in. Although I doubt if it's going to be a really great seal. Further on, so I'm going to give this a try now, and I'll probably let you see. And it'll be interesting to see whether this works or not. So unless I totally screw the video up and have to try and reshoot it, if it works, if it works and you screw the video up, I'll have to reshoot it. But if I don't have to reshoot it and it works, this will be the first time I'll try it anyway. After that, because it is designed to go into thin metal, 3mm type of thing, and the wood threader doesn't work in MDF. You've got these, where the hell did I put them? I had prepared for this video a while back. I put some hardware aside. Here we are. These are the normal ones that people tend to use in normal wood. These threaded inserts. Again, let me see if you can get a look at that. And these other ones, these little, oops, here we go, these units here. Now both of these work in wood. However, I've found that normal tapping using the wood threaded tap works, well, probably better than this, because this could potentially pull out. And this one, well, yeah, as I said, it's still held in with a thread. So I find that wood thread, when I tried a demo with it, I actually found that as I was tightening the bolt, I was countersinking or dragging the bolt into the wood and totally warping or mangling the wood before the thread would break. And to me, that's good enough. So, anyway, what I thought I might be able to do is use this 3mm concept in 3mm MDF, but again, I'll follow that later on in the thing. Let's try this thing here. I tried with a 1/2 inch bit, screw that on, and we'll see whether this actually works or not. Put it in, because as I said, you can hear the splitting or the cracking. Now, no, as you can see, the rubber expanded, but this was in the 1/2 mil, but it didn't hold. It just didn't hold at all, because as you can see, it maybe in hardwood. Actually, if I look through there, you can see where this flange that I pulled, or whatever the hell you might call it. No, it did. It pulled it up. It expanded it. But no, it wouldn't hold. So look, straight away, we can write that off. And these rubber things still become useless. Okay, scrap that idea. Put that aside. Come up with idea number 2. Hang on, I'll go and grab my rubber mat. Yes, I hope. And there you are, another one of those. I just did a video yesterday, I think, of a wooden puzzle. And, well, the video was done yesterday, but some of the puzzle parts were done. In fact, I made a few extra pieces just for the video. And it has been a bloody popular thing. Everybody that comes here I see wants one. And I've got orders for hundreds. Anyway, now let's see if that's where I'm focusing. Yep, you'll get a good view of it. This is what I've come up with. Now the intention is to put one of these Rivnuts into a 3mm MDF, and then through a layer of, good God, give us some organisation. If I pop it through there, another piece of MDF that'll actually cover the flange, so you'll have a fairly, although it's below the surface, but a flush fit on top, and a body behind that. So if you take into consideration those 3 layers of MDF, you're looking at 6mm, 3mm and 3mm, you're potentially looking at being able to make something out of MDF that is potentially, well, according to that, 12mm thick MDF. So effectively what I'm implying or hoping is that I can potentially make something that requires 12mm MDF and you can still screw a bolt into it. Because as I said, threads would not... Alright, fair enough, you can quite easily put a bolt through there and put a nut on the other end of it. But if you can't get at the inside to actually secure the nut, then you're screwed. Well, actually you won't be screwed because you can't screw it. Alright, you can glue the nut, you can fix the nut some other way, but I'm just hoping that this might actually work. Again, it's just a proof of concept, and again, I might never use the idea. However, is something to work on. Alright, let's trap a couple of these units in here and we'll see what happens. Hang on. Put that aside for the time being. Screw that in. Oh, actually you'll now see how it actually works. Now I've got to get the right piece and make sure I have the right, no, it doesn't matter the orientation, but in there. Close that. You can see it spreading. Now I don't want to go overboard, otherwise I'll do damage to the MDF. Again, we'll try and do something later. That seems to be in okay. Let's grab another one. Actually, I could be more scientific and measure how far I screw this in, how close I close the handles, so I can make sure they're all the same. Oh, come on. Yeah, I think that's about it. They all have the same pressure applied. Whoops, there we are. So what I'm going to do is now, I've got these, you might have seen me before with all these alignment dowels. I'm going to glue these up, 3 together, and I'm going to pop these other ones with more, that's in the wrong one anyway. 1, 2, 3 more, pop those with more of these, and once I've done that I'll go through this glue up stage, and eventually, everything being equal, we should be able to assemble some sort of a box with 4 nuts or nut holes on each side. What you would use it for, nothing. I couldn't imagine using it for anything else other than a little dust collecting paperweight, but it's more a case of just proof of concept. Okay, off the camera. There's that pot there. Okay, I'm back again. I've made them up, and one thing I have found in doing that is that you can actually tighten this up too tight. That one worked perfect. This one I had to, well, I'll show you what I did, but what happens if you do it up too tight, you tend to, I believe what you're doing is you're compressing the aluminium thread, and being just aluminium, look, if I try hard I can finger tighten it. However, I suppose if I use a drill, that's facilitated it to the point where, yes, I can now, oh yeah, and it still grips. Try the next one. Now bear in mind, if this was a real job, I'd probably swap these out and redo them. However, but because this is just a proof of concept gimmicky thing, I won't bother. There's that one. Try this one here. I believe that's already too. Oh no, no, that's about it. Oops. Yeah, I could feel the resistance. Look, it's not like it's super hard. Maybe I could have persevered with the finger tightening. However, it was tight enough to say, well, bugger it, you know. I shouldn't have cranked it so hard. And they are inside there. I doubt if the picture will pick it up, but there's a bit of aluminium swarf, which means that I might potentially have done damage to the internal thread of that aluminium. However, as I said, for the sake of the exercise, or this exercise, I'm not going to bother. I'll stick with this. Now what I'll do next is zip off and cut some dowels so I can start the glue up, and then again I will come back and at least go through one glue up at a time. Okay, off camera. I've cut the dowels, 16 of them, 4 for each of the units, and now the next thing I'll do is sand them back. Now I actually made a video titled, I think, Wooden Knot Puzzles, 3 pieces. This was the previous video I made. In that I basically showed you how I cut this on my cordless bandsaw, and the reason why I need to do this sanding. If you don't want to know, then don't bother, but if you want to know, bugger it, I'm not going to repeat it again, so have a look at that video and you'll just have to put up with it or stay ignorant. Okay, that's it until I sand all these off and ready for the first glue up. I've sanded the dowels and grouped the units together in all the little pieces, but before I put this away, these are the different sizes of Rivnut you can get. They go from 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. I think you can get 12, but I wouldn't want to. Well, I don't think I've got a 12 setter, and even if I did, 12 is getting too much. Unfortunately, I haven't got any Imperial, and I am a bit pissed because I'm getting, the more times I have to deal with American Yankee crap, which uses the Imperial, I say Yankee crap because of the bloody Imperial measurements. And years ago I got rid of all my Imperial stuff, converted to metric, and because of the unavailability of a lot of things, I've gone to the States far too often to be supplied with Imperial hardware, and therefore I've got to carry a line of Imperial hardware, and especially even quarter inches. Well, one of my most common quarter inch, 5/16 and 3/8, and I certainly would like a set of these Rivnuts in those dimensions, but damned if I can get them locally, and anybody that sells them in the US won't import them. Alright, let's get this together. Okay, I'm just about to add some glue. I tried this before and the bloody glue bottle was gummed up, and I'll be interested to see how seamlessly I can splice the two videos together rather than wasting time cleaning it. Anyway, bit of glue. Squeeze out is not a major issue on this, except maybe on the outside. However, one of the things I do like to do is just put a bit of glue over the holes to give the dowel something to grab hold of. Otherwise, if the dowels are too loose, they'll fall out, and if they're too tight, well, if they're too tight it's not a problem. Like in the previous video, there you find that the dowels went in quite well, in fact too well. With the previous video I had to hammer the buggers in. So let's see what happens. Put this beast on. I hope these dowels line up properly. Come on. See, like I didn't want glue over the edge there, because that's going to be a glue line later on, and I don't particularly want to be cleaning all that shit up. Okay, now let's go this way. Oh, what I might do here is put just a dab of glue on the inside, just so it'll stick to this unit here. Again, just a bit of glue. And Bob's your father's brother, as they say. Okay, damn it, too much glue. A lot of squeeze out. Jesus, more squeeze out than I wanted. Alright, let's get a couple of clamps. One there. One there. Squeeze out is not your friend. The ends doesn't matter because it's not going to be covered. Squeeze out is not your friend, and if you're going to scrape it, in other words, scrape off the black char mark, it doesn't matter. But if you like to keep the black char, bugger it. Then squeeze out is not your friend, and sometimes it's better not to, because I don't know whether the camera picks it up, but you find that the 6mm MDF is much darker than the 3mm, and that's because I've had to use a higher laser setting to cut that than that, therefore there's more burning. Yeah, a bit of scientific useless bullshit for you. No, it's not bullshit, it's fact, but who gives a rat's? And not only that, just goes to show, God, look at all the dowel I'm wasting. Christ, that's going to cost me a bloody fortune if I was worried about money. Well, I am worried about money. But anyway, sorry, I crap on. Exactly what I've done, probably a bit more efficient, less chatter. I'll be doing that to these 3 pieces, and then we'll get back on with the video. If I can. All the glue up's done, and I'll just get them out of the way. And for all it's worth, these glue mats are absolutely brilliant. One, it won't let your glass slip, wine glass that is, slip all over the table, and secondly, you can actually find little bits of timber as opposed to when it's on pure lumber like that. So yeah, they are good. Alright. Glue has dried, ready to now start cutting off these bits of dowel. Again, there's 4 of them. I'm not going to waste your time showing you how to do 3 after I've done 1. Relatively simple with this flush cut saw. The thing I hate is they always bounce around. I've got to be careful here because I don't want to bounce the saw edge on those protruding aluminium bits because they are very delicate. As you can see, it does a beautiful job of them. The only problem is these bloody things, they finish up everywhere, and maybe I should glue these together and get a longer piece out of them. Look at that. Over 25mm wasted. Now if that was an inch, then it wouldn't be imperial, that is. Wouldn't be a waste, I'd just throw it away. Okay, flip the other side. This time I don't have to worry about catching the blade. Oh, that one hasn't got much poking out. That might be a chisel job. And that one too, good God. There you have it. Now, well, with the chisel, I'll leave the camera there for the moment because, why? Might as well take it over to the other place where I can chisel these out. Alright, I'll move the camera. Alright, here I am now where I'll do my chiseling. Actually, I'm a bit pissed off. I sharpened the chisel yesterday and can't find it. Not that I worry about having to sharpen another chisel, that doesn't worry me. But I get bloody paranoid when I can't find tools. So I probably all my chisels are usually sharp anyway, so as you can see it's not a major issue. However, I'll probably now spend the next hour or so bloody trying to find that missing chisel. And that's just going to be a total waste of time. The thing that pisses me off is, why is it when you look for something, you spend an hour and find it, or spend an hour and eventually find it, why the hell can't you bloody well find it in the first couple of minutes? Oh shit, this is going to be a bit of a concern. I could have told you it this way, because I've got to flip it up the other way, and this one won't hold it so well. Not this way, so I might have to clamp it. It doesn't matter, as you can see, basically all I'm doing is just taking off some of the little protrusions that are left over because I didn't have the, what do you call it, that, oh Christ, I've got a mental block now, that flush saw, that's it. I didn't have the flush saw perfectly flat on the item. But anyway, this is bullshit, you know, you guys don't want to watch me doing this or trying to find a way to clamp the other side. Oh, it's not going to be hard. I'll just put a clamp in there somewhere, hold it down and that's it. But okay, I'll come back once all this is done. Still looking for that chisel, although it's only been about 10-15 minutes. But anyway, back here, tidying this up. Geez, must have done a good job because it's pretty tidy. These are great, these little toggle clamps. No need to worry about height. Although I could have put a bit more pressure on it because it's moving. Well, sorry, it did move. Not that this underside needs to be super flush because it's not going to interfere with anything. Just that it looks neater. And I'm a neat freak. Well, I'm a freak. It's alright, I'm just mumbling only because nothing I hate more than a silent movie. And I haven't got any bloody good soundtracks to fill in the gaps. Oh, yeah, there's one that does need a bit of work on. Lucky that's aluminium. Oh, that's it. This is the one I've been waiting for because I knew one I didn't have. Yeah, that's better. Shit, only one, all that effort just for one. Okay, here we are. Let's move this out of the way. I might go and get the rubber mat again and put this chisel somewhere where I can lose it. There's nothing worse than putting a chisel where you can find it and you can't complain about not finding it. Okay. Okay, the next step is to do a bit of sanding. Again, in my rod, upside down. Let's switch it on. Shit. Oh yeah, I did have a power outage before, so everything was turned off. Because of that 3mm recess, or that extra layer of 3mm MDF to cover the lip, that is now below the level, so yeah, cleans up quite well. Oh yeah, sorry, look, I'll do the other three and get back later on. Did a dry fit before I started gluing, and 3 sides went okay, together okay, but this one I stuffed up. It should go, well, that's the way it has to go from there, but unfortunately from the top, no, I should have flipped it, good God, yeah, that way, which is sort of like, unfortunately, a no-show. Fortunately, I did cut another set because I'm taking photos as well, and I forgot to take photo of this. So I did cut another set for the photo shoot. Looks like I'll have to glue it up, but that is useless unless I make another box in a reverse and stuff, if I know why I would do that. So I'll do this and make sure I get it oriented right. Like basically all I did was, well, all I did, yeah, stuffed it up, but instead of having that faceplate like that, I had it up around the other way. So yeah, or was it, no, whichever way anyway, I'll make sure I get it right this time. Okay, back to the drawing, well, not drawing board, back to the glue table. While I'm waiting for the glue to dry and watching Collingwood get thrashed, probably won't mean anything to you foreigners, but local Victorians would know, not that there'd be many watching this video. But while I'm waiting for the glue to dry, as I said, I'll just give this a quick clean up. These are great little tools. I think they're produced by Woodpecker. I actually bought them from Axminster, which is a UK supplier. But yeah, it does the job. Just cleans up the squeeze out in the corners. Now, touch wood, there isn't much in there, but if there was, there is. Actually, that's a bloody lot of squeeze out. Sure. Gosh, half a bloody gallon of glue. Another one. Good God. Well, it still just goes to show these are great little tools. Having said that, you could quite easily use a chisel. However, I keep losing my bloody chisels and I still haven't found that other one. Okay, anyway, enough of that. I'll wait for the glue to dry, commiserate over the bloody Collingwood losing, and get back to you if I'm still sober. Oops, looked like I jumped the gun while I was waiting. I sort of started gluing up and forgot to take note of what I was doing, so looks like I better turn the camera on, which I have this time, and let's go. The previous time I used thin CA glue and it went bloody everywhere, so I'm trying thicker CA glue this time, and let's just hope I don't get it everywhere. And here we go, let's see. Fortunately, with my tenon style of putting these things together, they do tend to automatically lock in place. So hang on, I might use this upside down, which should still square it up inside out, and that's good. Put the cap back on. Bloody Collingwood is getting thrashed. Means nothing to probably anybody else other than the fact that they're 10 times their bloody score. 10 times, and it's only half time. This is humiliating. I don't even want to own up to the fact that I voted for Collingwood. In fact, I'll turn the camera off. The glue has dried on the repair part. That one has been marked with a hex. Now, a bit of super. I've got large enough glue spots here, good God. Look at that. Large enough glue spots here so I could quite easily have used PVA glue. I tend to use CA on, if there's such a thing as end grain MDF, because it does seal better than PVA. However, as I said, there's a great enough surface area that I probably could get away with just normal PVA glue. However, this, good God, did I cut this off again? Looks like a bit of blood again. Yeah, blood again somewhere. Christ. I do that all the time. I suppose it's good to have sharp chisels, but when they cut you, they bloody hurt. Well, no, they don't hurt. What am I talking about? God, I talk shit at times. They don't hurt. In fact, you don't even know where the hell they cut you. Anyway, I've got this block now. As I said, it's actually got MDF, oh hang on, let's seal that. MDF block. Holy hell. How square is that? Oh, not very square. I didn't do a bloody good job in squaring it up. Not that I care for this. Oh no, that's okay. That's it. Bloody gap in there. I didn't clamp that up well enough. I might have got some little shaving or whatever in there to stop the pieces from meeting together, and I didn't actually use clamps. So yeah, not surprised. Okay, let's see what can we do with it. What have we got? We got some hardware here. Suppose what I could do, don't ask me why the hell I would do it, but put that through. Holy shit, I keep forgetting there's a camera on me at the moment, so I should pose for it. Okay, now, theoretically, oh, there you are. It goes together. And I suppose the strength of that would be about as strong as the CA glue joint there. Look, I wouldn't exert a lot of pressure, but for a fixture, I think I'd be quite happy with something like that. And to, Jesus Christ, my bloody maths or my layout wasn't that good. Because I was hoping that it'd be centered, but it's not. It's centered, that's right, I centered it, and then I decided to do all this overlap. So not only is it a useless box, aesthetically it doesn't look that good. However, it's a POC. By that I mean a proof of concept that potentially you can put threads into MDF without having to get in there. Like, you know, as I say, I could put a nut in there or hold a nut or glue a nut. But if you haven't got the chance of being able to do that, you can get a, hang on, hey, a bolt in there, and hey, who knows? It's not necessarily what well actually I bought the Rivnut because I thought it was a great looking gadget. I've used it on metal tubing actually to do something, but useless on timber, but you get away with it with 3mm MDF, and from then on, well, whatever else you can do with it. Okay, I've wasted enough of my time and your time, and it's filled another video up. Catch you later, boys and girls, and keep safe. You can all sleep peacefully. I found the chisel! There it is. Yay! What the hell it was doing there, I've got no idea. Hooroo!